It's Alyssa and this is part 2 of my garage makeover, focusing on my workshop makeover. If you missed part 1, just a quick recap. We lived here for a year and it very quickly turned into a total junk pile. We decided to do something about it. So in the last 6 months, we cleared it all out and transformed one side into a wellness space. Big note, it took us 6 months because this stuff never happens in a weekend, no matter what your feed tells you. Now it's time to finish the other half, turning it into my dream workshop. And I actually saved more than $300 on materials doing it. So let's get into it. Good afternoon. Today is Saturday. This is the reality of doing DIYs around working a 9-to-5 job. I did think I was going to do some of these things after work during the week. This was my first week back from annual leave, and the reality is that I wasn't able to get into the garage straight after work like I thought during the week to do these additional things. The plan for today is to install the second rail for the curtains that I'm going to put up for the workshop side. I've chosen this curtain, the Benchtop from IKEA, because this is 100% polyester. I don't like buying polyester, but for the purpose of trying to keep sawdust out of the wellness side, 100% polyester is the way to go, and the weave is very fine. Like, it's hard for dust to get through that. And yes, we are doubling up on the curtains. This is to try to maximize the whole, trying to minimize dust getting into the wellness side, but also the back of this is actually black and not very attractive. See, it's all black plastic. So that is obviously up for vibes. So minimizing additional dust, that is up for the vibes. And as you can see the curtain tape up here. So by leaving that up, it will always look unfinished on this side. And that curtain there is cotton and it's textured and the weave is not tight like this, so dust can still get through it. So that's why we're doubling it up. Other two things, I'm only choosing small amount of things to do so I don't get disappointed. The other thing I want to do is to finish the lime wash on this wall. So we can see here, this is the completed lime wash, this wide, that's completed lime wash, and down here is exposed brick. Because I always have projects leaning up against this wall, I haven't been able to reach it. But now there's less stuff here. It's just my offcuts that we recently made from the laundry. I can now reach all this exposed brick and finish painting this wall with the lime wash. And that will be done using this hydrated lime. And the third thing I've planned for today is to clean the wellness side so that it can start off fresh. And then tomorrow, Sunday, we will rearrange the furniture in here to make it into the workshop. Once all the furniture that we have is rearranged, that's when we can see what items I need to build and have perfect measurements for that. Exciting, we're almost there. So today is install curtain, clean the wellness room side, and install the mirror there. There's a mirror in the kitchen that's been sitting there waiting to be installed in the wellness area, so install that, and painting all the rest of the exposed brick. We can finish that today. Oh, I do also need to shorten the curtains, which I can do when it's not light, so that's fine, and hopefully I can shorten them and install them all today. And then if there's any bonus time, I do have hooks somewhere in my DIY box of DIYs that I've been collecting for more than a year for this house that I can put up in the wellness room to make it a bit more functional. Let's start with installing the final curtain rods. Putting up the second rail was really easy because I just had to follow where I could see the screws of the first one and just mark exactly where they were, and then drill them all at once and then screw them all in all at once. So easy. Now I'm gonna cut the second rail down to size. Like last time, it's 800 millimeters. This is the offcut from the last curtain rail that we cut down. So I'll just use this to mark where I need to cut for this one. This is a miter box. It's a miter box because not only do you have a 90-degree angle, which allows you to cut straight, but it also has these other angles, 45 degrees, which is a miter, and then it's got 22.5 degrees as well. So then that means it will line up your saw on both ends to make sure you're cutting in a straight, accurate line without having to measure it. So we're only using the 90 degrees. And the trick with sawing is to not push it in. You just let the teeth do the work. So the light because if you push it in, then the teeth will get jammed. So you want to put enough pressure so it can start to cut. Just be gentle and trust in gravity. Task 1 done. So I've put up this second rail here, which was really quick and easy because I just had to mimic the other side. I'm gonna leave this open. I want to use this offcut to put onto the end there to extend it out, but I need to get more connectors from IKEA for that, and they usually have like a wall of extra things that you can take, so hopefully they have that included on that wall. That's done, which is great. I'm not going to put the curtains on yet because I need to hem them up, which is something I can do after I've got daylight and put up all the tools. So now this is the wellness area here, and while I've got the tools out, I'm gonna put a mirror up on this wall here. If I can find in my box of DIYs my hooks, I'm gonna put 2 up here so we can have somewhere to hang our towels when we come in for the sauna. I bought this mirror off Marketplace. It was really cheap. As you can see, it's quite big, and I got it for like, I think $15 or something. The mirror has been sitting in the kitchen since maybe the beginning of the year or the end of last year. I haven't installed it yet, and I could have done it before we had the cold plunge installed, which would have made it heaps easier, but now the cold plunge is in there. So today's the day. We're installing it. We're gonna open it and see if it's cracked or broken or whatever. I think it should be okay. This needs to be glued. It's like a bathroom mirror. All that effort and trouble. Oh, yeah. I guess we're gonna have to post it back onto Marketplace. Seeing as we can't install the mirror, let's move on to the next task. And that's going to be lime washing all of this raw brick wall. So it's going to be white like the rest of the wall. How to do that is you need to get a bag of hydrated lime, get a measuring cup, get a tub or a bucket. I use a 1 kilo yogurt tub. I like to make the lime wash look opaque and not see-through. So I use a ratio of 1:1 for the mixing. So I tip in 1 cup of lime to 1 cup of water and mix it, and then that's ready. That's it. It doesn't get thick or anything. Don't expect it to. I think the first time I mixed it, I expected it to get to like a toothpaste or paint situation. No, it just needs to be watery because it needs to soak into the bricks. Then what you do, you use a spray bottle to spray the wall. So you want to get the bricks wet, and that will then absorb the hydrated lime. Then you use a thick brush. You can use any brush, but I have a brush for lime washing. And then you use the brush and just apply it. Don't expect it to look how you want to begin with. It will always be clear when you put it on, but as it dries, it will get darker. So if you want to do the lime wash and be able to see your bricks, change the ratio, put more water to lime. But for me, I find that a ratio of 1:1, 1 cup of lime, 1 cup of water, and then 2 coats gets it perfectly opaque, like it's been painted with paint. The first coat of the lime wash is on. That's where we started. I don't know what that blue haze is. And the end. We have to leave it for 24 hours to dry, and then we can do a second coat and it should get as white as that. And the amount I mixed, perfect. Used every single drop. I'm hemming the curtains and I'm using hemming tape. This is polyester, so I have to be careful not to melt it. You can see here I didn't melt some of it, so I've hemmed it 25 centimeters to here. This is the tape. So now I'm going to lock it down. So you put a very damp towel on so you don't melt the plastic. Then you have to get it very hot to melt the tape into glue. So it's quite late in the day. I went to 3 Kmarts. I ended up getting this one mirror from the second Kmart. Not like I couldn't have gotten it from the first one, but I actually went to go to also get these new Ripple Kmart cabinets that they've just brought out, and it's for another, like I guess, a small house makeover, small apartment makeover for Laurie's auntie. And I should have gone on Friday when that first Kmart I went to said they had heaps of stock because it is really popular. So I went to 2 Kmarts. They both didn't have it, even though the second one said it had it in stock. And then I went to K Home, which is the new Kmart furniture place. Went straight into the most furthest back corner, and of course they had 3 in there, so that was good. But that did take up a lot of the day because none of these Kmarts are closed. The first Kmart was near IKEA. I went there to go get the clips to finish off the curtain rail and they didn't have any. Usually they give spare parts for free, and I waited in line because it was Sunday, it was so busy. And then I got all the way to the front, and then she went to look for them and there was no clips for the curtains, so that really is annoying. I don't really need it. I guess I could just finish it off how it is. So yeah, that took up most of the day. So there's not much of today left, which is a little bit sad. So we'll finish doing the second coat of the wall, the lime wash. Let me show you how it looks now. It's a little bit patchy. So you can still see a bit of the brick. This is sometimes what people want. You can see the difference here, where that's opaque and finished, and this is still a bit see-through. So if I can find the hooks, we'll install them up there, and then I want to do a clean of the wellness area. So I finished the second coat of the lime wash on the brick wall. So hopefully it will dry to being this level of opaque, so it's not obvious. But I'm glad that's done. Now we are going to install this mirror I just got from Kmart. I have used this one before in my old house, but with the gold frame. So we're going to put this round mirror up here, and my best friend, she gave me some hooks a while ago, so I thought I would use these on the wall just here by the door so that we can hang our towels when we need. It's not particularly my style, but I thought with the black it will suit the black frame of the mirror. And I initially did want to get the oak frame mirror, but I'm like, this one was $10, more than $10 cheaper. Now I'm looking at the space, I'm like, oh yeah, we've got the black floor, we've got the black lid, so it's an accent. Let's install, and then we'll clean the wellness area as much as we can, including the roof of the sauna, and then we'll do the floor, and then that's pretty much done for this weekend, that is. It'll be nice to make all of this shelving look a bit more organized, so I'll get some organization things for that to make it all look the same and less cluttered. It'd be good to get like a guard at the bottom of the door here to cover this gap, and it should hopefully minimize the amount of leaves that get blown into here, and then we don't have to deal with all this stuff. And then I think that we're pretty good for the wellness area. It'd be nice to put like a shelf or something on there for our phones or iPads when we come in, but that can be a future thing. I kind of feel limited to doing anything with that until we replace this window, which will be a while yet. So if you haven't seen this trick yet, the way to hang pictures, anything on the wall, and they've got somewhere to hang, you get tape, line it up to know where a horizontal brace is. There's one here, it's hollow, so horizontal brace is too low. That's not straight. Oh no. But yeah, no climbing on that. So good. Oh, that's so good. Wow, got it in the middle and everything. That's so good. Worth the trouble, worth the trouble. All right, let's put these hooks on. Looks centered to me. I think we'll do a little bit more of a functional space. That's so cool. Man, that looks good. All right, we gotta figure out a way to put plants in here. Okay, let's clean up. Okay, so I'm going to rearrange the workshop side now and then rearrange the furniture. We'll How will I do this with all that stuff there? Oh, maybe I can't move this by myself. I think I'm gonna have to do this another day. Alright, I think that's it for this weekend. It's time for dinner and I'll get Laurie to help me with this tomorrow because we need to start designing. So yeah, that's it. So what did we get done this weekend? Not much. We got the other rail up. We weren't able to finish it because IKEA were out of parts. I got this second curtain up. I hemmed it with hem tape. I still have one more panel to put up. And then I put the mirror up and hooks up. I cleaned the wellness area, which is really satisfying. And now I'm ready to rearrange this. So hopefully tomorrow I can do this with Laurie. And once we rearrange it, then I can design how this workshop wall will look. So what that means is that I'll be able to measure everything. I'll be able to design the workbench, how that will fit the miter saw, how it will be able to fit upper cabinetry. I really want, organization for all of my fixtures. I think that's a term, like for all my screws and things. Yeah, and I want a workbench, somewhere I can stand and do drawings or put things together. Since having the workbench in the laundry, it's been a game changer, not just for folding and sorting laundry, but I've been, assembling things in there for my DIYs. To be able to stand and have space to do that is really nice. So that's what I really want to have here, some bench space to just have like project space. Look how good this lime wash looks. It's like completely blended into the lime wash I did earlier this year, or late last year actually. It's perfect, 2 coats, so opaque, very nice. Okay, so I've decided that if I want to move these cabinets, I'm just gonna have to empty them out and then move them myself. So let's do that. So one wall. So we're gonna start with putting this building material up against this wall. Walkway. This is gonna fail. The only other option is we build a workbench here, but then we can't put upper cabinets in and we can't cover the switch over there because there's a light switch and our power. We need the power, and that's why that's a good workbench wall. That's where all the power is, so we can do work things with electricity over there. Alright, let's move this. This is my workshop space. You can see we need to add some tile, which I had cut for it. Oh, that's just a little bit too big because I didn't cut this specifically for these spots. They're just offcuts. This is my box of unfinished DIYs, which we will get to eventually. So you can see the tambor cabinet. It's got the slidey door, and that's why I chose it so it could go in that corner because the doors slide. We can still access everything in it. Cupboard 1. Cupboard 2, and this is the walkway. If you're loving watching the reality of DIY instead of the do this makeover in 2 days content, here's how you can actually help. Because I'm a new channel, pressing the like button really helps get me seen on more people's homepages. So if you want to see more of this journey, it's the single best thing you can do for me right now. I will genuinely appreciate it so much. So this is the configuration now. So this is the wall that will change. We need to design a workbench for here. Then we're going to install the slat walls along here for storage, and that's where I'll put the smaller things like safety glasses and all these tools. They will come over onto this wall, and then we're going to put upper cabinets up here. And this is the limit of where we can put stuff because we need to be able to open this door the full way. So this wasn't what I had planned initially. I thought this would be able to come all the way across here and have a workbench all the way along, but some workbench is good. And then this space in the middle, that means I can bring out my work table, this foldable work table, out into the middle to do things undercover when I need to, or I can do it in the driveway, which is really cool. And then we have this space here, that's the walkway. When I can get more connectors from IKEA, I'll put another rod along here so I can pull the curtain all the way around to really minimize dust going into there. But yeah, that's cool. We got a walkway to separate the spaces. Okay, so let's measure this and then let's take a photo and then I can maybe make drawings on it and do the design. 1800. 1800 is a really great workbench size because usually one of the main lengths of wood when you go to buy it is 1800. So that means I don't need to cut anything. I can just buy it the size. Ah, that's so good. Now I'm going to measure this to here. I'm so excited. I have a workshop. It's my dream to have a workshop. So I've got the measurements for my workbench area now. So I want to do the design, which is my favorite part. So let's do that now. So I've come up with a design for the workshop. This includes a bench top, upper cabinet storage, and lower storage as well. What we're looking at now is just how it looks now. We're going to put 2 cabinets at the top. These are shallow but deep enough to hold enough stuff. So one is going to be 80 centimeters and one next to it will be 60 centimeters, and that's the amount of space that we have up there. So it's good to maximize all of that. I'm really excited for that. Underneath, so we've got this existing metal cabinet. So I found some drawers to go next to it, which is the same height. And I thought drawers would be really good because drawers are heaps easier to organize. Then on top of that, I'm gonna get a piece of wood, which will become the workbench. I don't think I need to secure it because these two should be the same height. It will be really secure, but it'll give us a nice single flat surface. And I can't wait to stand there and do things. And then last, we will have these 2 Vival slap panels. So these are the same as the ones that we have on the other wall that I've been grabbing like all my measuring tools from and our ladder and stuff. So I'm going to move all that small stuff onto this wall, which will keep the one on the other wall reserved for larger items. Can't wait for that organization as well. And then with these 2 cabinets, they're actually going to have mirrored doors on them, not on purpose. I'll explain why soon. I'm not making any of this from scratch. The reason why I'm not making any of this from scratch was when I sat down to design this, I started calculating, you know, the amount of material and how much it would be to buy the material to make the drawers for underneath here to be like the equal size of that metal one. And it came out to be like $130 to $150. And I'm like, oh, let's look on Facebook Marketplace. I was able to get these ones. So it's got everything. It's the IKEA Mom drawer. We all know it, but it was only $60. So I've already saved half price. And I've also saved my time in making them. I'm so stoked. Facebook Marketplace and a Bunnings run. And now we're going to IKEA for final pickup. Forgot to mention that last night when I was designing the garage workshop benchtop, I went online and IKEA was having their massive 40-70% off sale, whatever. So I was able to buy 2 discontinued cabinets, which is awesome, which is what I'm picking up now. And like usually these cabinets are like $200 each. I got 2 for $90 something. I got 2 for the price of half of one because they've discontinued this particular size. Because if they discontinued it, they don't have the doors anymore. So I looked on the as-is section online and I reserved the doors. They are mirrored though, so I have to fix that. But I went to the other IKEA. So I've got these doors, which are also uber cheap. I bet they were $10 each, which is really cheap. And then I got these cabinets for really cheap. Then I got like drawers to hold up the bench top from Marketplace, also for really cheap. Because I also calculated last night like making everything from scratch. And it's up being heaps cheaper buying everything on sale, discontinued and secondhand. So I feel like a massive win today. The only thing I've bought full price is the bench top that I just got from Bunnings. So I'm going to be able to put together this workshop bench situation a lot sooner. And I forgot to mention that in going to IKEA, the other one, I was able to get the rail clips for the curtain that I wasn't able to get. Now I can finish the curtain and do all the main things to set up the workbench. I'm so excited. Hello, it's Saturday today. After this being my second week back at work after having time off, it was crazy. And I really thought that I was able to get onto the garage makeover after work during the week, but just not possible. I was so tired and I don't know from what, maybe just thinking about being busy. But what is great is that this week we were able to get everything we needed for the makeover. So you've seen the plan now and I was able to pick up all the things. So we've got the IKEA mom dresser here, which should be the perfect height to match this other metal cabinet back here to be able to hold this as the new bench top. I can't wait. I'm thinking maybe I should do that first so I've got something to work on while I install all of these upper cabinets here. These are new, but as you've seen in the plan, I've got them for a great discount and I saved about, I don't know, 300 bucks, just under 300 bucks by getting these on their sale, their clearance and as is section, which is fantastic. So I think first, let's get the base cabinets in and then that will help me climb up to do things. This dresser is a bit low, so we'll try and raise it to bring it up to the same height, but I've got to think about stability. Like whatever I raise it up with, it needs to make sure that this is still going to be stable if I'm going to be putting machinery and I want to stand on it. Okay, so once I've tested putting this on, there's this gap here. So to get the bench top even, I've decided to just use the flooring. I feel like with the plastic, it's probably the best thing for any water ingress that's going to come from the rain. I've been able to get it to a reasonable correct height, just 10 mils off by doubling up on these tiles. So it doesn't look the greatest, but they do blend in with the floor, so over time it won't be as noticeable. It's pretty stable, which is what the important thing is, and I prefer to use this over using like, you know, scrap wood or anything, because with the rain it should be able to ventilate much better and it won't deteriorate and have to be replaced. And then with this metal one, I'll pack it up with the packers to bring it up to the right height, and because this is metal, it's really stable, it's got a really stable base, it should be fine to just sit on the packers. So I'll mark out the holes now to drill them in to secure it to the wall. So I'll be secure to the wall and I have this base here, and then we'll put these packers underneath this and then we'll be able to put the bench top on and it'll be flat and then I can climb all over it. Oh my god, look at this. So flat. That's so good. Oh wow. I have a workbench. Okay, maybe we pilot drill 4 holes into the drawers and then I'll screw them in from underneath. So I do have some double-sided tape which I'm going to use on the metal cabinet. It's a bit cheeky, but I don't really want to drill in the metal cabinet. Now, I'm going to be careful with the double-sided tape because once it sticks, it sticks. So I'm going to get the board in the perfect place. Alright, let's drill it. Where I can do things. So good. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh my god, this is so good. So I'm thinking next we put on the slat wall here. Decided to do a bit of nighttime assembling. I was thinking that I would do it and then I got inside and had dinner and felt great sitting down and I was like, no, I think I've done enough today. It's better to do it when it's light. But now I'm just like, no, just assemble them and then they're done. So that dance I was just doing there, I was kicking the cabinets. I'm going to see if I can bring this down. Yes! I got it out. Yes! This is ready for cabinets. Cabinets that are too high. That's so good. That's so good. This is the larger box, it's 80 centimeters wide, and this is the smaller box, which is 60 centimeters wide. I'm just getting the fixtures ready for tomorrow, so we're going to be doing that, pretty much that. Doing that, putting screws in here. So I've decided to use these screws, and then we'll use it with the plugs to using the brick. But yeah, I'm pleased. That means tomorrow all I have to do is install these cabinets and then organize this, organize all of this into the drawers, reorganize this wall, and we'll have a fully sick functioning workshop. So I've just come back from like a 4-hour hike, and I'm really eager to get these cabinets up because it's Sunday and like my last day of being able to spend some time on this. So let's do it. It's like 5:15 now. Good light still, not too late to use the power tools. Just gotta get these two up, the two that I made last night. So yeah, can't wait. We're probably gonna see it today. And then we can just work on organizing everything and using all the new storage we've got. And getting like all this stuff that's on the floor, except for the scrap material. I think that will always have to stay on the floor, but I can't wait. So let's measure the distance between the hole and the base. Okay, so I've marked the holes, where the holes will go. I wasn't able to get it to line up exactly with the edge of the slat wall and the bench top because one of the holes went straight into the mortar line, and I didn't want to drill into that because the mortar line is not strong. So I moved everything over like by 50 millimeters so that every hole can be drilled into a brick, and then I can be certain that it's strong. To do it into the mortar lines, you need a different attachment, like the ones I was pulling out yesterday, but I don't have them. I don't want to go buy any, so yeah, let's just do it. I am thinking of lime washing all of this as well, so if I do that, then the white should blend in with the cabinets. Oh, now I need to drill into here. This is hard standing sideways because usually you stand behind it so you can push into the wall, but I'm really having to use my obliques to try and get it, to get the force behind it to get it into the brick. One more. Let's hope I don't need to drill any emergency holes because these are wrong. Alright, fingers crossed this works. I've screwed in the screws, they're still sticking out from the wall, and then ideally I'll be able to lift this up, hook it in, and then while it's like hooked on there, then I can put these locks on them and drill it into place, and fingers crossed it's level. Well, done-ish. That was easier because it was smaller, so let's see how the bigger one goes. Oh, can I make it to IKEA tonight? So at IKEA, for this cabinet, or the doors, they only gave me, or for this cabinet, the hinges come with it, which is great. Usually with most cabinetry you have to buy the hinges separately, but they only sent me one set of hinges. I need 2 sets. So that's what I need to get from IKEA. And I want to get the things that attach the curtain to the rod. I want to get them too. I need 1 bag. All right, let's do this. It's so good. Oh my god, I did this by myself. The problem with this is that this is not level. Alright, well, don't look under here too much. That's fine. Yes! Okay, so I need to adjust the doors. I need to put on the last door, shelves, organize everything under here. Wow, I'm back. It's a new day. It's now Monday. It's after work. I was able to go and get 2 hinges, and they really are discontinuing these because these were marked down to $1 and usually they're like over $2 each. So hinges for the final door. I got these clips which we'll put on the last part of the rail to divide the workshop from the wellness area, and washers to put these clips on. And then I'll have to go to Bunnings to get some white contact paper. I did try to go to Officeworks to get some, but they didn't have any. And then it's done. I would like to paint all the brick white to match the other side. That's just adding to the time, but I think it might be worth it. What do you think? I'll decide later. We'll put all the hard stuff up now. Ah, we're so close. This is my workshop. I am so stoked that I finally have a place to finally organize all my tools, somewhere where I can work at a whim. I've got space on the floor to set up a work table, space to hang large objects. It's just a small area, but to be able to use all this vertical space is a real game changer. Now, if you want to see me organize our garage, including this massive box of collected DIYs, subscribe to see more. This is included in the whole Organizing My Workshop series. How much more organizing there is to be done. Honestly, I can't get over this. We can walk in and actually see the floor and move around freely. It's clutter-free for the first time since we've moved in, and I can actually see this staying clutter-free. The miter saw isn't sitting on the ground waiting to trip us over anymore. The workshop, having it permanent there is fantastic. It's such a game changer. We've actually got somewhere to work on the bikes and put our projects down without having to crouch on the concrete or find somewhere to put it and then lose it. It's the best. I've got now the slat wall just for the big stuff, like the ladders and the garden tools, instead of having everything piled together. All the smaller tools now, like all my measuring stuff, have their own spot above the workbench on its own slat wall. The drawers are ready to be organized, and the cabinets up top genuinely look so good, even thinking of keeping the mirrors for extra light. But I want to be real with you. This wasn't a 2-day transformation. This has been 6 months of working my day job full-time, chipping away at it on the weekends, and yes, still spending money along the way, even though it's DIY. If you're in the middle of your own slow renovation and feeling like you're behind because someone online did it in a weekend, you're not. This is what it actually looks like. And it's not fully organized yet either. I still have to sort every screw, every tool, and actually use this storage that I've built. So if that's helpful to you, make sure you subscribe so you get to see that. Now, the off-cut storage might be just the thing I never fully solve, but everything else, having a place for it has made the space so much easier to live in, and I love it so much.